Hey guys, hope you guys have had a great last week. Again, I loved getting to see those of you that were able to make it on Friday. But as I've been praying, over what we should do for Wired, these next couple weeks, as we still aren't able to meet and we're not in person. I really was going, what is the best spot? What is the best thing we could go over and talk about? And really, I really feel like the best thing that we could talk about and the easiest way to really learn the best through these times is going to see what Jesus had to teach, going to see what Jesus went through and taught and was going through while he was here on earth for us. So that being said, we are going to be in Luke chapter 8 today. In Luke chapter 8, we're going to be talking about it's a story where Jesus heals. It's literally titled Jesus Heals in Response to Faith. Because you see, Jesus is going, and it's in verses about 40 through kind of the rest of the chapter, but really to talk about just the main portion of it, it's about 40 through 48, the first half of that. See, Jesus is going, and he had this group waiting on him, and there was a leader of the synagogue, which is, if you guys don't know, the synagogue is just their place of worship. There's a leader there that his daughter was very sick, and he fell down. He was like, Jesus, please, my daughter's sick. She needs to be healed. Please come and heal her. So Jesus says, of course, yes, I will go and I will heal your daughter. And so obviously because of this, there's all these people that want to see this because Jesus had been doing crazy things, right? And so there's these people that are like, yes, we want to see this. I want to see this happen. So Jesus is surrounded so much that it's almost, if you guys are at extreme winter, it's like when you're walking, we're trying to leave even or go in, or at the same time there's people bumping, but think of so much worse because as every step he takes, you're getting bumped. And so there's all these people surrounding him. And with that being said, there's this lady that comes up. It says, a woman in the crowd had suffered for 12 years with constant bleeding. She could find no cure. So just imagine, some of you guys are that age or 12. Some of you guys, are a little bit older than that, obviously. But just think of, for 12 straight years, you just got this constant bleeding, that you can't heal. For them, they didn't have really, Band-Aids like we've got. So, having to wrap in bandage, whatever it is. For 12 straight years, no healing. There's just this constant bleeding. But she sees Jesus and she hears Jesus is going to be coming by. And she goes, I know all I have to do. She goes, even if I just touch his robe, I know I'll be healed. And so what does she do? She kind of pushes her way through the crowd, kind of makes her way through the crowd. And I'm sure as she was making her way to Jesus, people recognized and saw this lady has something wrong with her. And so they didn't want to be touched by her because they didn't want to get it. So they would, step away. And she reaches out and she just barely touches Jesus' robe, his garments. And it says, so just imagine you're already getting bumped. You're already getting pushed around and getting bumped by people. And then someone else just happens to touch your robe. And Jesus stops. And remember, he's on his way to heal this leader's daughter, and he stops. He goes, who touched me? Jesus, all these people are touching. Someone touched me. I felt, he goes, I felt healing power go out from me. And it says when the lady realized she couldn't stay hidden, she came up and she owned up. She's like, Jesus, it was me. I did, but I needed to be healed. She goes, says here, she says, she realized she could not stay hidden. She began to tremble, fell to her knees in front of him. Whole crowd heard her explain why she had touched him and that she'd been immediately healed. And Jesus says, daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace. Now there's two things that I want us to talk about here. The first thing is the woman, all right? The first thing is the woman. She had this thing that she needed healed. She needed something in life that she had that she knew that Jesus could help. Now, she didn't make it feel like she had to go to this whole ordeal to talk to Jesus right away. She didn't feel like she had to get his attention for her to be healed. She literally went and knew that if she just touched his robe, she would be healed. Now, that kind of faith is a faith I want to challenge you guys to work on, to help us grow. Because, you know, as we think about it, we're going to have stuff in our lives that are going to come up. Maybe it's a sickness. Maybe it's like this lady. Maybe it's like, you know, this major disease. Maybe it's this COVID-19, whatever it is. Whatever is hitting in life, sometimes all you have to do is just turn to Jesus. Like, sometimes you just have to just turn and be like, Jesus, I need help. I need your help. And sometimes that's going to be enough. Like, for him to know, and for sometimes it's going to even be just by you saying, Jesus, I need your help. It's going to allow your heart and your attitude to change towards this. Sometimes all he needs to hear is, Jesus, I need your help. So there's the woman. But then there's Jesus. Now, obviously, we can't just heal people by having them touch us. You know, we can't just have people come up to us, and I could have someone come up and, you know, brush my shoulder and be like, oh, they're healed. But just think of what Jesus was doing here. He was on his way to heal someone. And the leader even said his only daughter, who was about 12 years old, was dying. This 12-year-old was dying. And Jesus still takes time to stop and find out who he had just helped. Jesus had stopped and was like, you know, I'm going to see who needed the help. And so he did that. In the middle of his journey, in the middle of going to help someone else, Jesus took a moment, stopped, and helped someone. Or in this case, my bad, guys. In this case, it was him seeing who he just helped. All right, so they're going, and it's important to know that even by him stopping and taking his time, if you were to read the rest of the chapter, you find out that he gets to the leader's house and his daughter is dead. The messenger came out and said that your daughter's dead, don't worry about, he's like, just don't worry about it, like she's already dead. And still Jesus goes and heals, or raises her from the dead. And that's just a great way for us to see that just like Jesus, no matter what we're going through in life, no matter what we're doing, we always have time to stop and help someone. If there's someone that's in need, you know, why can't we just stop for even just a couple seconds, just to see what they may need? Ask how they may need prayed for. And so, you know, as we go through this week, I know it's a little tough because we can't get out, but I want you guys to pray through this. I want you guys to read through this and put yourself in the woman's shoes. Put yourself in Jesus's shoes on the part of, you know, obviously we can't go around raising people from dead and healing people like that, but ask yourself, how can I help others in the midst of what I'm doing? How can I turn to Jesus like they did, like the woman did, so that, you know, I show my faith? Because her faith is what healed her. She knew she could just had to touch the robe, and that's what really healed her. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope that's helpful. Again, can't wait to see you guys, those of you that can make it on Friday. Until then, have a great week. Let me know if I can help you guys with anything. Pray for you guys in any way. I can't wait again until we're able to meet together.